What happens when the very last princess of a fading empire faces off against the new prince of a rising world? Old Money Season 1 throws us right into a battle for tradition, honor, and survival, pitting aristocratic finesse against relentless ambition, and all of it wrapped up in one high-stakes, fiercely personal business deal. But trust me, nothing is as simple as it seems, and Episode 1 sets us up for explosive clashes, heartbreak, and even moments of real connection. Let's break down everything you need to know, the wild plot twists, emotional layers, and the tense ending that will leave you desperate for Episode 2. The story opens in the shadow of grand old mansions and the whispers of lost privilege. Nihal is the last princess, here raised in the beautiful family estate, daughter to the bankrupt Sully, and now reluctantly returning from France after years building her own career as a yak designer. She's sharp, elegant, maybe a bit jaded, but you can instantly feel how invested she is in both her father and their roots. But that same estate is now the prey of New World hunters, the Bulut family. Who are the Buluts? Legend says no one knew their name a decade ago, but now they own the hills, the ports, and everyone's attention. They're brash, self-made, and hungry for more. There's Songul, the tough matriarch, and adoptive mother to 3 brilliant, wild sons. Mahir's the adrenaline addict, Arda is the smooth-talking face, and Osman is the secret weapon, the brains, the shark, the silent fixer who's always 2 steps ahead. We meet Nihal stepping into this family storm, negotiating hard to save her home by delivering a custom yacht, a deal that might just wipe out her father's debt and keep the mansion in their hands. The situation is tense. It's old money versus new, the world of inherited etiquette, diplomacy, and subtlety against raw energy and can't stop, won't stop hustle. Right away, you sense the old wounds. Ziengen, a friend from the old guard, warns her not to capitulate, not to give up the ancestral home. Arguments are fierce. Are roots worth more than survival? Is letting go surrender or smart adaptation? This tension is the heart of the episode. We get a whirlwind tour of the Bulut family's meteoric rise, how taking risks, buying ships, controlling ports, and quickly pivoting made them the most talked about name in Istanbul. Osman gets painted as a monster, a villain, but hints keep dropping that he's much more intimidating, maybe, but fair and guided by his own code. As the episode builds, we see a massive clash in perspectives. A key moment unfolds in a family dinner. Jokes and old stories fly, but so do confessions about debt, passion, and the exhaustion of trying to keep up old appearances. You feel Nihal's desperation. She's here to sign away the house because, hey, sometimes losing isn't cowardice, it's reality. But Engin pushes her to fight, to meet Osman herself, before making any final decision. Just as you think you've got the rivalry sorted, Episode 1 throws in more backstory, raw, traumatic, and deeply human. A flashback rips us out of the present, the deadly August 1999 earthquake. The Bulut name was born out of disaster. Songul, a math teacher, lost nearly everything but became the guardian of 3 orphaned boys, forging them into brothers through shared grief. Their focus on money, success, and power. It's not just greed, it's survival. A way to prove to themselves that tragedy didn't define their future. Back in the business trenches, we watched Nihal maneuver a negotiation with Arda, Mahir, and Songul about the yacht. The Buluts are polite, but no nonsense. The real decision maker is silently running calculations, constantly seeking advantage. Songal gets asked the question everyone wants to know. Why do the Bullets want that particular mansion? She falters, memories clouding her answer. Osman is left pondering his own motives. Finally, the moment everyone dreads and waits for, Nihal's showdown with Osman. The meeting is icy, precise, and almost clinical. Osman makes Nihal work for every inch. He won't give out his number. Insists on assistance and boundaries, pushes her on something deeper than boat specs, and bluntly criticizes her initial designs. But Nihal isn't backing down. She calls Osman out for being judgmental, for having a tribal loyalty to self-made men, and for thinking he's already figured her out. Their verbal fencing escalates until both finally shed their team jerseys. Osman says he's not loyal to any ideology, and Nihal claims her view comes from eye level, not above or below. The air is thick with mutual respect, bruised egos, and a hint that these two might actually understand each other, if only they weren't at war. But Osman isn't moved. As soon as the meeting ends, he tells his family no more tolerance, no more boat, no more negotiations. Bullets want the mansion, period. For Nihal, it's the end of the fantasy, the final confirmation that the yacht deal was just bait, and Osman never intended to give her any real chance. The old world is being crushed, not by brute force, but by ruthless strategy and cold calculations. The princess has lost her castle, and the prince of the new world is victorious, at least for now. Woven through all of this are moments of real vulnerability. We see Nihal struggling with her identity. Is she just another player in her family's drama? Is love a connection of souls, or just another transaction? She debates with friends about passion, desire, and meaning, exposing how different generations interpret relationships and ambition. Meanwhile, the Bulut brothers cope in their own way. Shaped by disaster, forced into adulthood too early, convinced by Songal that mastering finance is the only way to survive this brutal new order. If the episode's opening sets up the war, its ending leaves us dangling between hope and despair. Nihal's last message to Osman, offering to continue their pleasant conversation, is met with a final wall. The deal is dead. The mansion is lost. The family's fates are sealed, at least for now. Old Money Episode 1 is a riveting collision of privilege, pain, ambition, and adaptation. It takes a classic theme, old money versus new money, and loads it up with real emotional depth and razor-sharp social commentary. No one here is one-dimensional. The villains have their reasons. The old guard must adapt or die, and relationships are tested and transformed by forces way beyond personal control. In sum, this episode lays the groundwork for an epic family struggle, a war of business, heart, and survival. The characters are vivid, the stakes are sky high, and every detail matters. The mansion, the yacht, even the coffee machine become symbols for the fight between past and future. By the end, you're left wondering, is loss always defeat? Or is this the moment someone finds a new way forward? If you loved this detailed recap and want more breakdowns and theories on old money, smash that like button, drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments. Share with your friends who can't get enough drama, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest episode reviews and ending explained videos. See you in the next one.